Welcome back. Squawk Talk, Season 2, Episode 4. We've got a nice little surprise for y'all this episode. It's a special episode. We're not going to do many special episodes, so soak this one in. This is fantasy football focused because tonight, Joseph Aaron Butt, tonight is the night. Tonight is the time to mark the time, place, and moment in fantasy football history. The occasion we will all look back on and be like, this was the moment. This was the time.
Preach it!
That Ethan Powell clutched up and was a time in history that led to his inevitable victory this year in fantasy football. His revenge. His comeback story. They wrote me off. I don't write back. My Geno Redemption-esque season, if you will.
Listen up here, tough guy. Okay? Listen up here. You have seen the transformation. I'm no longer am going by Joseph Aaron Butt like you called me. Okay?
All right.
I have transformed into my birthright.
Okay.
I am the gorgeous Joey Roberts.
Well.
And all the people out there know, and all the people know what you're spitting is bullshit. Listen up, okay? You think you're going to be good at this freaking fantasy football league starting tonight? No. This is my time.
Brother.
I've been in the trenches longer than you have in this fantasy football league.
In this league, yes. But I've been playing fantasy football when you were still wetting your pajama pants.
We're the same fucking age.
When was the first year you played fantasy football?
When was the first year you played fantasy football?
The first year I played fantasy football was when I was a ripe 9 years old.
9 years old, so that's like third grade?
I don't know the grade.
Well, we kind of basically started at the same time then.
Yeah, but I don't know my grade.
9th grade?
No.
Nonetheless, this is Joey's time. This is gorgeous. You got me all fired up, dude.
I'm going to show you, because you've been in the league for a minute now.
I have.
You've been in for, what's the farthest you made it in the league?
What do you mean?
Like, as far as like rankings wise, playoffs wise, what's the farthest you made it in this league?
Well, first year, cut my teeth. I got last. Just like you.
No, I got second to last. I got
No,
second to
you
last.
got
I got
last.
fucking second to last.
got
I was
last.
die on this fucking hill.
You got second to last.
You're right, I did get second to last. Thank you. Okay. So you got last the first year, second year?
Second year, I got 7th, so I was middle of the pack.
Okay, that's good. That's a good step up.
Yeah, not too
Step
bad.
up.
But I'm excited to see what.
Oh, so you've only been in 2 years?
2 years.
Okay, so you had a very mediocre ride
So
to
far.
fame. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you know what? It's stepping blocks.
Right.
If you do better than the year you did before, that's fucking perfect.
I
Mr. fucking
I respect
I
that.
ain't writing back yet.
I like your mediocrity rise to fame. But you know what? You can sit back, relax, enjoy the season, and sit back and watch history because I'm gonna show you how it's done.
God, you cocky son of a bitch.
I'm not cocky. I got the stats to back it. I got the knowledge. I got the time. I got the dedication. I'm prepped. I'm ready. I've put in my reps. I'm ready to go. Just like the boys on the field. I'm ready to put them in.
See, you're looking for stats.
Right.
You're looking for the money.
Right.
You're looking for, whatever it is in these NFL players.
Right.
I'm looking for heart.
Right.
I'm looking for the team that's going to get me to where I need to go.
Right.
You're just looking for the playmakers.
Can I ask you a question? Seahawks got heart, right?
Yeah.
They had heart last year?
They had heart last year.
Did they make the playoffs last year?
I felt like they had heart, but then it kind of was like...
Yeah, but they had heart.
They had heart.
Did they make the playoffs?
They did not.
No. I'm not looking for heart. I'll pick up the beaters, the abusers, the druggies. I don't care their background. I don't care their history. I don't care why they do it. As long as they perform on my team, I'm the longest yard kind of team. I don't care. Man. I'm not looking for no Johnny Do Good on my team. I'm looking for who's going to put up the points, who's going to give me that win week to week, day in, day out. That's what I'm looking for.
Look at us.
Yeah.
Look at us.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, let's describe our beautiful attire
Okay.
to the listeners.
And then I got something. Well, no. First off, I want to tell you something. When
Okay.
usually when you go head to head with somebody, you got a 50-50 chance, right?
Right.
Well, me versus you, it's more like a 75 to 25% chance.
How do you figure?
Because look at how I am.
Uh-huh.
So that's minus 25 for you, come my way. My knowledge about the game, that's another 5% off.
Okay, you're never going to be able to
So
stand
I'm
there
up to
and
80.
tell me that you have more knowledge
I'm
of
up
the game
to
than I do.
80%, and then you add the 10 other people. There goes you down to 10%.
You're
add that
telling
to
me
I'm obviously over 100% gonna win this league.
You're telling me that your football IQ is better than mine.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Well, I don't know. I think we have the same IQ.
Whenever we play Madden, we're neck and neck.
Yeah, I know.
It's bullshit.
Well-
Your football IQ is not better than mine.
Mm.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you that mine's better than yours. I'd say our football IQ is about equal. Have you ever won a fantasy football league before?
Yes, I have.
How many? How many times?
Pass, dude. Does it matter? Today's a new
I mean,
day. Today's a new day.
It goes to show the listeners and the viewers that you have had some success in this league before.
What's been your success in this league?
I've won 4 times. In this league, none. But
Yeah, in this league, that's all that matters, dude. We're in a
You know what?
we're like in a dynasty
yeah,
league.
It's-
Is that the right word?
no.
Dynasty
The
league.
dynasty league, you keep players from your team. A legacy league,
Oh, legacy. Yeah, you got
you
it.
keep the same people in the league.
All right, let's go to your topic. Sorry, I kind of went off on a little rant there, but the mathematics shows
There's no
That
math. You did no math there.
that I have 132 and a third % chance of winning, and you have a third of a third of
The
a third
only-
percent chance of winning.
I'll tell you what. The only way you will beat me in fantasy football is if somehow they change the scoring to golf rules. So if the lowest score wins, that's how you'll beat me.
Nah, dude.
Yeah. Well, we'll put a bet on it. What bet?
What are we betting?
Hair.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm not betting my hair. I'm not betting my luscious locks. You realize how long it's taken me?
Okay. I'll we'll do a compromise. Still gonna be a hair bet. I'll shave my head if I lose. And if you lose, you gotta go clean shaved.
Nope. Not gonna happen. Nope.
Ladies and gentlemen, you just heard
Yeah.
Joey.
I'm not. No, I'm not shaving my hair.
Pussy.
That's fine.
Pussied out.
Whoa.
Pussied out. No balls.
That's perfectly fine. My
Yeah.
hair is who I
Then
am.
counter bet. Throw me a counter bet.
You want to do the Buffalo Wild Wings challenge?
What's that?
The super hot wings.
Yeah, but I like hot stuff.
Hmm.
I don't really see a way around it.
I don't see a way around it either, but I'm not shaving my head, so that's not going to happen.
Pussy.
That's fine.
We could see that. Here's the thing with bets in fantasy football, is I have discovered, because I've been in a couple leagues now where I've tried to get like losing bets to work.
Yeah.
They never work. And I think the main problem is people don't believe in themselves.
Mm.
Especially pre-draft, it's really hard to make bets because you don't know how your team's gonna look.
Especially in 12-team league.
Yeah, a 12-team league is tough. It's really hard because people just they don't have faith in themselves. They don't have faith in their picks. And then, after draft time and a couple weeks in, then they're all about making bets because, their team's really good and maybe your team might be shit. So, like, the time to make bets is pre-draft,
Okay.
in my opinion.
Well, let's do I heard of this one where you have to spend like 12 hours in a bar or something like that. Sorry. Moving the
12 hours in a bar?
12 hours in a bar, and for every drink you drink, you get like 30 minutes off.
Huh.
For every shot you take, you get an hour off.
I would do that. The only problem is I don't have 12 hours of free time in a week.
That was my counter offer.
I would do it if it was like a lower time.
Lower time?
Yeah, like 6 hours. I'll do 6 hours. Or you knock an hour off for every beer you drink.
It's got to be a shot. It has to be harder alcohol.
Oh, well, I'll just do 12 shots and then have you take me home.
Mm. I mean,
Do I get to pick the alcohol? I think that's
no,
fair.
I would choose the alcohol. How
No,
about
I'm
that?
already there for 12 hours. I think it's
No.
only fair,
No,
especially if
you're
I'm
right.
paying.
Yeah, you would have to pay.
Yeah, so if I'm paying, I'm picking my alcohol. I'll do that. Let's do how harder alcohol knocks an hour off. 12 hours knock an hour off for every shot you take.
How about the hour is only if you do a tequila shot?
No,
Yeah.
no. You get to pick. You should. If I'm buying my alcohol, I'm gonna pick the alcohol I want to drink.
Okay. And if someone buys you a shot, then you get 2 hours taken off. But it has to be a complete stranger. That buys you a shot.
That would be fun. I would go around
That would be a lot of
soliciting.
fun,
All right,
wouldn't it?
I'll handshake. Loser, 12 hours in a bar, 1 shot, 1 hour. Do you get any time taken off for beers?
Yeah, you get a half hour.
Half hour? All right, I respect that. What a Boilermaker would be an hour and a half?
No.
Because
No.
it's a beer and a shot.
45 minutes.
I see. I feel that's a
Gotta
that's
be
a lot of
mix
liquid
the two.
though.
It's got to be a mix though. It's like you can't.
Because it's if you add the shot, a shot is an hour, and a beer is a half an hour. You just dropping the shot in the beer,
Okay.
and then you chug it. That's
You know what the fun part is about all this is if I lose, you're probably going to be there with me.
no 100%.
And
I'm
if-
gonna bring my computer.
And if you lose, I'm going to be there with you this whole time.
Well, cause you're gonna. If you lose, I'm giving you a ride to the bar, and if I lose, you're giving me a ride to the bar.
Perfect.
Because we are a professional podcast.
We are professional.
We don't drink and drive, but we do drink heavily.
We enjoy beverages.
We enjoy the beverages.
We like to get a little saucy.
Um.
Let's talk about what you got going on here.
Well, I feel like. Do you want me to describe my fit, or would you like to describe my fit?
Why don't you tell me what you got going on?
I've got a floral button-up shirt, long sleeve, rolled up to mid forearm. Got the chain on,
Beautiful.
and then I got the rolly going. You know, be iced out
Yep.
for our our pre-draft interviews, which we will be doing.
Yeah.
I'll be interviewing Joey, and Joey will be interviewing me.
Yep.
Very professional podcast way.
Very demure.
Very demure, very mindful,
Yeah. Very cutesy.
very cutesy.
Yeah.
And then I'm also wearing fake Ray-Bans with red reflective
Hey.
lenses to add a little bit more pop
A little bit of.
to my overall attire look.
There you go.
How about describe your look to our listeners?
You know, I like. What is it? Ladies and gentlemen, I was born at the wrong time. I'm well aware of this.
This is true.
Football these days just ain't what it used to be. It's not tough. There's no heart. It's all about the money. I want to go back to the days where it was hard hitting, playing for the love of the game, and got the best clothes ever. So that is why I'm rocking the denim with the blue shirt, the mullet, and the earring.
I kind of want to comment on what you just said
What?
about the old days where where it was more hard hitting and everything.
It was hard hitting.
I agree. You remember back in the day, can't remember his full name, but he went by Boomer.
Boomer Sizeman?
I think so, but his highlights, I remember watching Sunday Night Football with my dad at a friend's house, church friend's house, and sitting watching halftime highlights, and he'd go through the week, and he'd pick out all the hardest hitting ones, and every time that big hit would happen,
yeah.
he'd go, whoop, whoop,
Yeah.
whoop. I miss that, because nowadays in the league, those hits would be considered targeting, they'd be considered unnecessary roughness, they'd be ejections.
Yep.
And then there'd be like
major fines.
Major fines.
Major fines. I watched a documentary about Jim Kelly this weekend.
Oh.
Holy crap, dude.
Kelly Greens, baby.
That man had been hit so many freaking times. I've seen hits on that quarterback that nowadays, like you said.
Oh, you can't touch a quarterback.
No.
I think so. This is a difficult thing for me though, right? Because like, on one hand, we've lost a lot of legends.
Yep.
Mainly, a lot of them due to CTE.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, who am I to sit here and say, you know, what should be acceptable and what's not acceptable? Because on one hand, football's a business. You sign a contract saying that I'm gonna put my life on the line week in and week out.
Right.
For the love of the game, for the entertainment purposes behind it. The NFL is a business. And you want to keep your employees healthy. But at the same time, I mean, is it really that much different from signing a contract in the military? Because they're going to war every week.
Okay.
And they're not getting shot at unless you're, you know, in Vegas and you happen to be a fan that's not for the Raiders. That's neither here nor there. Raiders fans, don't come at me. Y'all are scary.
We don't like the Raiders.
Y'all are scary.
We're Raider haters.
But your team sucks.
Yes.
And I think it's kind of weird because like, you want those hard hits. You want to see people laid the fuck out.
Oh, absolutely.
But at the same time, you don't want to see anybody get hurt and then never see them play again.
That's also true.
Because you want to see those really, really good players succeed in the league. And you don't want to see those cut short by, you know, Antonio Brown, for instance. Right?
That might not be a good one.
No, it's perfect for the topic.
You sure?
Yeah. Just
we want to talk about him.
Let me get you. Let me get you there.
I'll let you cook.
Let me get you there. Antonio Brown playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. If you were to go back and you were to watch pre-game, post-game interviews with Antonio Brown before he got that big targeting, I can't remember who hit him, but he got knocked out, lights out, cold on the ground.
Yep.
Right. Before that, he was. I wouldn't call him a gentleman.
No.
But you could tell he was all there. He had a decent head on his shoulders. He didn't seem crazy.
Right.
He wasn't stripping on the football field and running off mid-game.
Waving.
Yeah, and then like after that big hit, you could tell, you know, the lights went off and not all of them came back on.
That's true.
I mean, he's still when he left the field in Tampa Bay, like he was still a prime fantasy football pick. He was a prime target for Tom Brady. Football-wise, great. But his career was cut short because he went crazy. Because of that big hit. That's why like it's kind of rough because like I mean you see the legends of the past and you're like you want to see more of that and they survived in the league with the big hits.
Yeah.
So it's like
so let me ask you this. How could you say someone is the greatest of all time if now there are two different styles of football?
I don't think you can.
Nope.
You can say that they're the greatest of this time.
Yep.
I think that goes back to basketball too with LeBron and Jordan. Like
yeah, that's a big argument, dude. But we're not talking about basketball.
No, we're not. There's a time and place. Dan Marino,
Joe Namath, Joe Montana, Tom Brady.
All great quarterbacks.
Yeah.
All played at different eras.
Yep.
I mean, the rules are different.
Yep.
The play style is different because I mean we're talking about like back in the day when it was a ground and pound football game.
Terry Bradshaw, dude.
Mm-hmm.
He was the fucking guy.
Yeah, and then the league starts to transition into more of a air attack, passing oriented league.
Yeah.
And then you've got these quarterbacks going boom, 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 stats wise. You can't, when you are considering the greatest of all time, I don't believe you can look at stats. You can look at Super Bowl wins. I don't think you can argue that Tom Brady isn't the greatest of all time. Unfortunately, you like the guy, hate the guy. He's got more rings than anybody ever. By a lot.
Yeah. Well, I see what you're saying.
I think that the main thing is like when we're considering the greatest of all time, I think you got to consider that the time they play, yes,
Right.
but you also got to think that that time, though albeit different than the time that others have played in,
Right.
they thrived in that time. Because you can't say, Joe Namath could play in today's league and succeed.
That's true.
He could. He might have been able to. I can't. It's the what ifs and the.
It's like you're saying, it's hard because there are a lot of pocket passers.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right, the style of gameplay has changed. The only quarterback that I could see that kind of went through both of those is Brady.
Vic.
Vic was kind of like that transition.
He
right?
was. Yeah, he was that. He was that pocket passer
He was the pocket
with
passer,
the scramble
yeah.
threat.
But then you look at Favre.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Favre
rocket
was
arm.
He was the one last true gunslinger.
Yeah. No, I agree.
That's why I can make an argument that he could be the greatest quarterback of all time.
You could make the argument,
Right.
but the big kicker is
It's
Super
the
Bowl
Super
wins.
Bowls. And
That one's hard to look past.
I can make an argument that Jim Kelly is the greatest of all time because he killed it in another football league.
Right.
And then came back and, killed it in the NFL,
Mm-hmm.
let alone the Super Bowl wins. He doesn't, obviously he doesn't have any, but that man's a tough man, dude.
I think when we're discussing GOAT, it should be GOAT with 2 T's. Greatest of. Oh wait, no, it should just be G. No, you know what? Never mind. It's the greatest of their time.
Greatest of got.
The GOT.
Greatest of their time. Yeah, 2 T's.
Yeah, 2 T's. Get rid of the A. Put them together with a dot in between each letter, so you know that it's an acronym. Break it up.
Oh, I hear you, brother.
But no, I don't really think that greatest of all time. I think it comes down to Super Bowl wins. Comes down not even Super Bowl wins, championships.
Okay.
But, and here's a big but, that differs again because you've got the guys at the beginning of football.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know stats that go back that far.
No, neither do I.
But I would be willing to bet when Green Bay was running the league and there were like 6 teams.
Yeah.
You can't really make that argument for that guy.
Nope.
Because you don't have that many competitors. At that point, it's basically senior bullshit hockey. Because of how small the league is,
No-show.
It's like the no-show of the NFL because nobody showed up except 6 teams. So I think greatest of all time discussion really should revolve around fantasy statistics.
Fantasy statistics.
I don't think Super Bowl should come into play. I don't think championships. I don't think
You just said
longevity. I'm changing my mind because if we are to find the true GOAT, we need to find the most consistent, high-scoring fantasy player of all time. And that, I think, you'll find in your GOAT. It all comes back to fantasy football, brother.
I feel like my world just got turned upside down. It's like I did a 360.
Mm-hmm. So that's upside down and back the way it was.
But you rattled me, right?
Yeah.
Like I got flipped upside down.
Shook you like a baby.
And I came back up.
Put you to sleep and
We'll
woke
be
you
right
up.
back.
Put you to sleep and woke you right up.
Yeah, exactly. Like you shook my core real quick.
Yeah.
I'm kerfluffled.
How do you feel? Do you feel like I'm right?
No, I mean I see every point you're making besides the fantasy football aspect.
Mm-hmm.
You changed your mind a lot there.
You saw my ADHD play out pretty heavily right there.
And so did the viewers and listeners heard it.
I've got my morals and I got my values.
Yeah.
Those stay steady.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to fantasy football and football in general, I'm all over the place.
Yeah, and that's totally fine.
Unless we're talking about the Seahawks. Unless we're talking about my boys in blue. Those are the ones that really matter.
Yeah.
The Seahawks.
Amen.
When somebody says the blue line matters, all I'm thinking about is my boys on the field.
Preach it. Preach it.
Fighting for every inch, every down, every touchdown, every field goal, every single scream of the fans cheering them on.
God.
That's what gets me going.
Attaboy.
That's the support I have.
Goosies. I'm shaking.
All I'm saying is this is going to be an amazing year.
It's going to be fantastic.
For football.
And I'm so stoked that you're actually here in person to do this draft with us.
I'm here for the draft every Sunday. I'm coming over to your house. Now, okay, so this is something that I needed to talk to you about. Probably something I should have talked to you about off pod, but we're here.
Okay.
And we need to talk about this.
Okay.
I can't have you leaving on weekends anymore. This weekend is your last weekend you're allowed to leave the area. Because I have to go through bullshit streams to watch Seahawks games when you're not around.
You could just go to my house and watch it if I'm not in town.
I'd prefer you to be here.
Well, no, I totally get that.
So, I know your wife watches the podcast, and there are a few things that can happen
Okay.
that will allow me to let you leave on weekends.
A few things. What's that?
Those are off pod topics.
Okay.
That will be discussed with her pre and post draft. But for the majority, there's no way that. Okay, I lost all train of thought just now because Joey's just sitting here casually, just bleeding in my house.
Yeah.
I don't know why or what happened.
I don't know.
He just started bleeding, and I think that's.
I bleed for this podcast. I
I
put my heart on this table for it.
You truly are exemplifying the heart and soul of a true football fan.
Yeah.
And I respect that. I almost feel like I need to start bleeding too.
I'll bleed for both of us.
Good. So it's Joey's time of the month. That's probably why.
Whoa. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, you're gonna have to talk to my wife about that one. About us leaving.
It will. I will tell her. It's not going to be a discussion. It's just. It's just going to be.
Wow.
Ma'am, your husband is mine until February. The end of February, you may have your husband back.
Oh, she realizes that it's football season.
You can have him on weekdays. Monday. Occasionally. I think we have 2 Monday Night Football games this year.
For the Seahawks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but I still want to come over for Monday Night Football regardless.
And then Thursday Night Football.
What time does Monday Night Football start?
The first Monday Night Football game is...
No, time-wise. Like, what time of the day does it start?
Nighttime?
Yeah, but I have class until 8.
Oh, yeah.
I might have to drop that
It's
class.
6.
I might have to drop that class.
The first one is Green Bay versus Philly down in... That's going to be a fun one to watch because I don't know what the heck they're going to be doing with their uniforms because they're not allowed to wear green.
Any green.
Yeah, at all.
Yeah. I don't know why they did that.
I don't know why either. But speaking of going out of town, I'll give a shout out to my father.
Hey, Kenny.
Gorgeous Kenny Roberts.
Kenny.
He just celebrated his birthday this past week.
Happy birthday, Kenny. Another trip around the sun. We love it. We love it.
And I'm going to give another shout out because it is my other nephew's birthday that shares with gorgeous Kenny Roberts.
Who's your other nephew?
My stepsister's kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations, other nephew.
Yeah. Happy birthday, buddy.
How old are they?
2.
2 and...
My dad?
Yeah.
57.
Damn, you make 57 look good.
Yeah. Because he's 30 years older than me.
You'd think that him and I were brothers. Because we look the same age. Because we're both good-looking dudes.
Yeah.
You're a good-looking dude, too.
Thanks.
But you got a different style. Him and I are about the same style.
This used to be his style.
Yeah.
This was him.
He's grown. He's grown into a well-seasoned man.
He is. He's very. He's amazing. He's just amazing.
You're still in the oven. You're still cooking. But you know what? God damn it, we're gonna let you cook.
Oh shit. Dude.
No, so like I said, it's not gonna be a discussion, and I understand this might be an issue with some significant others out there. I'm not the only one though. Everybody's gonna have their significant other with a degenerate best friend.
You gotta look at the commish.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to be, showing up.
Now him and I will have a discussion because he's got children.
Look, here's the thing: is children could just keep the other, spouse busy.
That brings up a good question. How old is old enough for a kid to just fend for itself?
2?
I was gonna say like 4.
Oh.
4 is when you can start babysitting your younger siblings.
4, you can start babysitting. Oh, so if you're 4, you could babysit a baby.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Totally.
the reasoning behind
that.
that.
So the commish is perfectly fine.
Well, because if you have a job,
Okay.
right? Let's say you are an avid skier. You ski all the time. You love skiing, and then you get a job at a ski resort.
Mm-hmm.
You should probably be pretty good at that job because you just recently were skiing.
That is true.
A baby or a toddler should be good at babysitting babies because they just were a baby.
I love this.
So
this is a great idea.
Nobody is going to know more about what that child is thinking
Yep.
than a previous baby.
Let him cook.
I haven't been a baby for years.
Yep.
I haven't been a toddler or an adolescent for years.
Still act that way though. Sometimes.
The adolescent,
Sometimes.
sure.
Sometimes.
But I don't know what they're thinking because those thoughts that I had at that age are gone.
Yep.
But, I mean, you were a baby last year. You should know what that baby's thinking.
Yep.
It's only been a year.
Do you think toddlers could understand the goo goo gaga language?
I think there's like a switch that flips.
Okay.
So like you've got the goo goo gaga switch.
Yep.
And I think you flip it and the goo goo gaga's gone.
Okay. So.
But I think when you're young enough, I think it's kind of like an old house where like, you know how sometimes your switches get sticky?
Yep.
I think it's a sticky goo goo gaga switch.
Okay.
And I think that like toddlers still, their goo goo gaga switch is still kind of loose.
Okay.
And so my goo goo gaga switch is completely crusted over. It doesn't flip. I don't understand goo goo gaga anymore.
Okay.
But I feel like a toddler can still flip the goo goo gaga switch and goo goo gaga back and forth. I think that's how it works.
Okay.
But again, I'm not a child, so I don't remember what it was like.
But we're all for this. Children, babysitting children.
I think so. I mean, if kids can work in factories, kids can babysit.
I don't think they can anymore.
Well, not here in America.
Yeah, other parts of the world.
Right.
Yeah, but.
And if we're not paying the kids to babysit, then it's not child labor because they're not getting paid. If a kid can take out the trash, a kid can watch a kid.
So is that where you draw? Is that like the start point? You gotta take out the trash?
No, I mean, any kid can take out the trash as long as they're strong enough.
That's true.
So I think what you got to do is you got to get a scale. And I think you got to weigh a bag of trash. And then you got to weigh a baby.
Okay.
And if the bag of trash weighs the same as the baby, and that kid can take that trash out, that kid can babysit. Or you invest in a little red wagon.
A little red wagon.
And you put the baby in the little red wagon, strap it down, and then the baby stays in the little red wagon, and the toddler can move the baby around.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, because if we're thinking like pre-trash lifting ages,
Okay.
they're not going to be able to lift the baby. And if they can lift the baby, let's be honest, it's probably not going to be very efficient.
Right.
And there's going to be some bumps and lumps along the way. Mm-hmm. So if we strap them in a little red wagon before we go out to the bars and party with our friends, then, we're good.
They have to be old enough to work the TV.
You put the TV on.
Oh, yeah. Just put it on Miss Rachel or something.
Put it on Bluey. I hear kids love Bluey.
Bluey? I'm not a big fan of Bluey.
Yeah, but you're not a kid.
I'm not, but my wife loves Bluey.
And she works with kids.
She does work with kids.
So okay, I will say this. There are certain people in this world who have an aptitude for childhood. Teachers are one of them. Mm-hmm. So if you can, I feel like if we were to ask a kindergarten teacher if a child can babysit a child, it's probably going to be a hard no.
Yeah, it's going to be a big no.
And I think the thing is they're looking at it from the wrong angle.
Okay.
They're looking at it from an educational standpoint. We're not trying to teach this kid.
No,
we're trying to have the baby stay alive for a minimum of 8 hours.
Yeah, that's minimum.
Yeah, because of 8 hours. What if we get drunk and spend the night? Then that kid's gonna have to, we'll put some juice.
I hope you realize she's gonna listen to this podcast and be like, "Yeah, we're not having kids anytime soon."
Well, see, that's the fun part. Is that's not an issue for me. Like I'm not trying to have no kids yet. I'm not in a situation to be having kids. So this is all on you, big dog. All that energy is going to be directed straight towards you.
I just realized that I agreed with everything you were saying.
Because it makes sense, though.
I know it makes sense. But here's the thing: is if I want to prove to people that I'm capable of being a father, I'm tongue-tied.
Okay.
Like,
Joey, you are capable of being a father.
I think I'd be a good father.
I think you'd be an excellent father. And I'll even say why I think you'll be an excellent father. Because multiple reasons. Starting from most realistic to most extreme reasons why I think you'll be a good father.
Most realistic.
So, on the realistic portion, I've seen you with kids.
Okay.
And you're great. You handle them really well. You interact with them. You kind of keep them at a nice level.
I try to.
You're playful. You're caring. You're kind. You're sweet. You're smart.
Okay. Dude,
right?
Settle down.
And that's the realistic level.
Take it easy.
On the more my side, why I think that you're going to be a good father, you're open to big ideas. Babysitting babies.
Babysitting babies.
You're...
Babies babysitting babies.
It's the tri-babyfecta.
Tri-babyfecta?
Yeah.
Explain it to me.
The baby, babysitting, baby. 3 babies. Tri-babyfecta.
The BBB?
The BBB.
Baby, babysitting babies.
Yeah, the triple B. The triple B play. So that's one reason. Another reason is you're incredibly irresponsible in a fun way. So I know that if you were to have kids, those kids would have fun as well.
That's true.
You like to do dangerous things, but you always let me do them first.
Yeah.
And if I'm okay,
then I know it's
then
okay.
You're okay to do it. And to me, that shows responsibility. Because you're not going to put your kids in harm's way before you put your best friend in harm's way. So I know that if you had kids, you'd let me get hurt first.
Absolutely.
And if I didn't get hurt, then you'd be like, well,
Ethan did it.
If Uncle Ethan did it, if the cool uncle did it, then the kids can do it, right? It's kind of like that mantra, like if Uncle Ethan jumped off a bridge, would you? Well, if Uncle Ethan was fine, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Did he have fun?
Gosh. Babe,
So
if you're listening, I know you will be. I love you. We're going to be amazing parents one day. And I'm not saying that we're nothing about this. This is all hypotheticals, okay? This is all hypotheticals. We're not doing this shit. I won't be irresponsible.
I will.
But this is all hypothetical talk, okay? We're not getting anyone any ideas.
No.
Okay, thank you.
No, all hypothetical.
All hypothetical.
Um,
We should have put a
Disclaimer.
Yeah, we should have said that.
Well, we didn't know we were going to roll into you
No,
being
I
a
didn't
father.
know either.
I personally, I don't want you to be a dad yet. I got a lot of drinking to do with you, and once you become a dad, then you're not going to be able to drink. At
Why?
first, well, because Carly won't be able to drink,
Okay.
and
That means I need to drink enough for her too.
no, that means you need to be responsible and keep temptation away from her as well as yourself. I know you won't drink. As soon as there's a child in the picture, I know you're not drinking anymore, and you're not going to be fun for like a few years.
Well, this took a turn.
But that is my job. My responsibility is to keep everything fun and light.
Yeah. I got something a little fun and light I want to talk about.
Okay.
Remember what we talked about last podcast, what you said I was in charge of?
No.
The Housewives Minute.
Oh yeah.
You want?
Let's do a hot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I took some notes. Okay. This was Real Housewives of Dubai.
Okay, been there. I've
It's
been
called Trippin' Bali.
there. Trippin' Bali.
Okay. So here we go. I'm just gonna read off all the notes. I'm sorry if you don't know who the people are, but I'm gonna elaborate after I'm done.
Okay.
Caroline Brooks and Caroline Stanberry and Talene don't go to dinner. Okay. All the girls are going to dinner, but those three don't because they don't like the dresses that one of the girls chose for them. Come to find out that it was the girl Lisa who chose them, but she hired the person who designed the dresses for Miss Indonesia.
Okay.
So Caroline Brooks, Caroline Stanberry, and Talene said, fuck off with these dresses. They're ugly. But a person that made them for supermodels, they designed the dresses.
So they know better than a designer.
They act like they know better than a designer. Okay. So they get back from, the other girls get back from dinner. Ayan, who is also Chanel, whatever. She's like a scarecrow. Very tall, just very scary.
I like them tall.
She called them delusional, judgmental people about clothing. Said they don't know anything about fashion.
Okay.
And that this was like one of the most beautiful dresses that they've ever worn. Okay. Okay. This is where it gets juicy. So in Housewives, for those that don't know, they do like the scenes with everybody and then they interview them one-on-one for the commentary. So Ayan keeps fighting with Stanberry, and then she said she loved being friends with her for a minute, but now she gets to do what she really loves, is being a fucking bitch to Stanberry.
She said that?
She said that on TV.
That's hilarious.
Dude, Bravo's unhinged. And they also found out how old Ayan was.
How old is Ayan?
So she was like, how best do I explain this? So she grew up in a country where they really didn't know, like, kept ages or birthdays or stuff like that.
Okay.
So they had to do like a scan of her teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Did that just follow your mouth?
Yeah, I was trying to play it off, but continue.
They did a scan. God, Rico's gonna pick that up. You better pick that
Continue.
up. God,
Continue.
Okay.
Talk.
They did the scan, 45 to 50 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. That was the episode.
Okay. Well.
So basically, the episode is they went to Bali. Each girl gets to do like a night or like a day excursion. They get to plan. Lisa chose the dresses that were made from the designer that made them from Miss Indonesia. The three said they were ugly as shit. Ayan was like, you're fucking delusional and you don't know anything about fashion because she's a supermodel. And then...
Is she hot?
No.
How's she a supermodel if she's not hot?
I don't know. It's a very good question. I don't find supermodels attractive, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I guess I really don't either.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a select few, but
But no, good. It was a good episode, and that was my Housewives minute.
that was beautiful. That's
What are your thoughts?
Um, I could not have fewer thoughts on this topic right now. Actually,
I just came up with another one. I'm sorry.
go for it.
Real Housewives of Salt Lake is coming back. I watched the previews. Holy shit. It is going to be the greatest season of that TV show. It's going to be amazing. The bombshells, like they did like a foreshadowing or whatever, and then it's just going to be a great season. My girl Whitney's going to be on there. Yep.
That's awesome,
It's going to be
dude.
great. I'm going to love it.
I'm so happy for you.
And then the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is coming out on Hulu. It's gonna be great.
That's exciting.
I love it.
I'm so excited for you.
Are you?
Yes.
Maybe,
so hyped.
Maybe
I
that's,
can't sit still, dude. That's how excited I am.
Dude, maybe that's how you could get Carly to be okay with us watching
The
football.
fact that I give you guys my Hulu.
Well, yeah, Hulu, but you come over and watch Housewives with us.
If that's what it takes.
Yep.
That's what it takes.
Yep.
Well, that was a great roundup. Great way for us to wrap up season 2, episode 4. Catch us next week, Spotify, Apple Music, as well as here at YouTube. Thank you, everybody.